What up, everybody? Everybody, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the What's Up, Everybody channel. Here with my co-host, Sweet T / brother, relative. That we must do every time now because people don't think that you are.
Yeah, actual blood relations.
Yeah. I think we do this every time now.
Got to. It's like, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. When we're brothers via blood.
Dude, what happened to the mustache, bro? You got rid of it?
Yeah, I did, man. I did. It was like...
It's crazy how fast your beard grows, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Are you putting anything, like any product on it? Okay.
Zero.
Just manliness.
Mm-hmm.
Testosterone.
I just think about it really hard and it grows faster.
Yeah, I can
I'm
see
like,
that. I feel like if you put your mind to anything, it just manifests. It will happen.
Yeah, exactly. So I manifest beards and mustaches and nothing else.
Maybe I'm just not thinking about the title as much as I should.
That could be an issue, yeah, for sure. You need to get your mind right.
Got to get my mind right. Anyway, how was your weekend, dude?
Good. I spent it with you, so, you know.
Yeah, it was fun.
For the most part. Not the whole time. Not
No.
the whole time.
Like you.
Had a good weekend. Had a good get-together. You know. Dropped some content last week. 3 videos last week, which is like a rare occasion for us. We're getting back on that grind.
We're getting back on the grind, guys. Camp has kind of slowed us down. The summertime's kind of slowed us down a little bit just because of everything we got going on at the school, fight camp, just a bunch of ridiculousness. You know, everything going on. So we're back at it.
A lot of people don't realize that, you know, you have a full-time job. I have a full-time job. And everything else is just side jobs.
And kids. You got kids.
Yeah. And I got kids, yeah, of course.
So it's, you know, we're doing this for the fun of it, guys. We love it. We just love chatting and giving you guys the goods on stuff, you know?
Yep. We stay busy. We love it. It's fun.
We had 3 videos last week. We had one on my top favorite martial arts fight scenes. So I recommend you guys go check that out. Super dope.
Yeah.
We did a Technique Tuesday on the Cyril Gane and the Lewis fight. Which
went about as expected.
Exactly.
I feel like we're basically gurus, like future
we
tellers.
pretty much know the future.
Yeah.
At this point of anybody that's fighting. Because it literally happened the way we thought it did.
Yeah. Pretty much did.
And then we did a video on...
We had the podcast.
Obviously our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Which is we always have fun.
The Thursday upload, the one with the fight scenes, that was a good video. If you haven't seen that, check that out. Included some clips in there, all that good stuff. WB ranking his favorite fight scenes of all time. But also some kind of sad news, too.
Oh, no, dude. I just found that out like literally 5 minutes before we went on the podcast.
It happened yesterday, I'm pretty sure.
It's crazy how everything went together. So we talked about one of my fight scenes. One of the fight scenes, it was called Who Am I? And it had Jackie Chan and this 2 other guys. Like he was fighting 2 dudes on a rooftop. And next thing you know, we're seeing... What was on YouTube you were looking up?
Yeah, I saw a recent interview done within the last few weeks of one of the guys Jackie Chan fought on the roof. The kicker guy, and which I had no idea that people were like bashing him. Like apparently they did a documentary on the filming of Who Am I?
Yeah. And
they made him out to look like he had no idea what he was doing. Like he shouldn't even belong up there. He was getting all of his parts wrong. He was... you know, just doing terrible. Jackie Chan was frustrated with him. He just couldn't do anything right. But in reality, he wasn't even supposed to be up there. That was like a last-minute decision. He just kind of got lucky. He was an extra and then became like the guy.
Wow. So he started in that movie as an extra, and the next thing you know, he's doing supposedly doing a full-on fight scene with the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But with the star.
With the actual star of the movie. But that's not the crazy thing that's happened. No. They had there was a few parts in that fight scene where they had dubbed in, right? They had doubled him with another guy, a guy that we've seen in the movie.
He's in all of Jackie Chan movies.
Yeah, he's like one of his stunt team, right?
He's not one of his stunt team. He's like the head of Jackie Chan's stunt team, which is like unheard of because the dude's Australian. So Jackie Chan, he had a lot, you know, he's Chinese, so he had a lot of Chinese stuntmen, and that's kind of how it was. So the fact that they brought in this Australian dude and made him part of like the Hong Kong Jackie Chan stunt crew was like crazy. So you know this dude was legit, and he's been in like all of Jackie Chan's movies. You'll see him in the background as like He was a police officer in
Rush Hour.
Rush Hour. He was in Gorgeous. He's the guy he fought in the paper mill.
He's like the main guy in Gorgeous. So go watch that movie,
main
Gorgeous.
Bad guy, or
the main fighter
guy
that he fights. Well, they had dubbed this kicker guy out with him, but found out literally 5 minutes ago that the guy had passed away.
He just recently passed away.
Heart attack.
48 years old.
Man. So rest in peace, my brother, and all the I was always a fan of that guy after watching the movie Gorgeous. Awesome martial artist.
It became like a thing where you would watch a Jackie Chan movie and see if you could find him.
Yeah.
Where
It
is
was
he?
like,
Which
where's
one
Waldo?
is he?
Where was Brad Allen?
Yep.
So recommend go seeing both those movies, guys. Who Am I and
Gorgeous.
So you know who we're talking about. So, but other than that, man, great night of fights. I was actually on the UFC UFC Twitch with Jens Pulver and
you got it. You can do
Hinato.
Moicano.
That's what, yeah. Hinato Moicano. I can never pronounce anybody's name. But we had a great time. Great night of fights. Excellent fights, man. Oh, my goodness. Starting the fight of the night. I don't know. I think it did end up getting fight of the night. The Bobby Green fight.
You got to tell me about it. I was not able to see these fights.
Super impressed. That was definitely fight of the night. He fought, who was the guy?
Rafael Fiziev, I think his name was.
Physio. All I was calling yesterday was Physio. So Physio started out.
Fiziev.
Fiziev.
He's from like Kyrgyzstan.
Kazakhstan, I think.
Kyrgyzstan.
One of the stans. I don't know. You know you're legit
When
if you're from a
stan.
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 He was a striker, Taekwondo style. It's not the go-to wrestler that you think that who comes out of the stans, right? So he was a Taekwondo style, good striker, but knocking dudes out. Well, Bobby Green, he comes out hot in the first round, ends up winning the first round.
Who does? Bobby Green or Fiziev?
No, Fiziev.
Fiziev comes out.
Comes out right. I thought he won the first round. Bobby Green was still in his face. And Bobby Green was doing some pretty unorthodox stuff. Like he was blitzing, he was fighting with his hands down, good kicks, great timing. He ends up coming back in the second round. I believe he won the second round and just hands down won the third round. So Bobby Green really impressed with that fight. I thought he won it, but Fiziev ended up winning the fight. I thought Bobby Green got robbed.
It was a split decision, so it was
close, but I thought Bobby Green had it. So did the fans. Fans thought he won it as well, but super impressed with that fight. Another fight I was really impressed with was the Torres and Hill fight. Torres, that's their second time fighting.
Yeah, they got some bad blood there.
They do. Torres ended up beating her, out-grappled her the first time, out-wrestled her, out-grappled her, and this time just outstruck her. And there was a lot of similarities between our styles. She was blitzing. She had a good karate stance, moving in and out, switching sides. She was throwing, spin kicks, lead leg hook kicks, side kicks. She was just doing it all, man.
Well, that's her background, though, right? Hasn't it always been karate?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it has. I'm pretty sure it's always been karate, maybe even more specifically Taekwondo. I'm pretty sure she has that base.
Well, it showed that, and I was like, let's go. You know what I mean? Obviously the Taekwondo and karate styles I love. It's funny because there's a buddy of mine, Hoon, out of Tampa, Florida. He's a 6'3" black belt in Taekwondo, like legit Taekwondo, right? And his dad is 80 years old, and he's like a master or whatever. And he thinks I'm a Taekwondo stylist, and his son's too afraid to tell him that I'm not. So yeah, I just told him to tell him that I am. You know what I mean? I'll do it for all the striking styles out there: Taekwondo, karate, whatevs. Kyokushin, Shotokan.
Well, in his defense, there's not a lot of karate styles. Even people, that's a classic karate style, right?
Yeah.
More of the karate styles that are out there are like what you see in the Olympics, like the backhand down, ready for just kind of like that one straight punch. Maybe they do a one straight ahead blitz, and they have the wide stance. Yeah, they have this.
Yeah.
But it's really more tailored towards that, like that one blitz, like that one straight line blitz. That type of thing. Whereas you had to really adapt your style towards kickboxing.
Yeah.
And take the goods of the karate and then be able to translate that into constant full contact kickboxing, which is what I don't think a lot of people realize is that, yeah, you're a karate stylist at heart, but you had to adapt it.
Right.
And we have been working it for practical situations, not just like tournament style fighting or.
Yeah. But I feel like, you know, it's cool to keep the traditions in karate, you know, like we still, like our yellow and orange belts, we'll do point fighting, right? But as they get up at a higher level, they're doing more of the MMA, because that's what's going to happen in a real street situation. You have a lot of these schools out there who only do point fighting, right? And I feel like it gives these point fighters a false sense of I'm just a bad mamma jamma, but in a real street situation, they'll get their behinds whooped.
Mm-hmm. You know, they don't land that one
strike. Yeah. So, you know, it kind of gave us a bad rep, and it gives us a bad rep, I think, if you're just focused on that, right? Yeah. So, but I did have to adapt, and even in MMA, I had to change a lot of things up too. You know, ready for the wrestling aspect. Anyway, still got to work on that, obviously.
Yeah, dude, you got to work on really focusing this next camp on doing better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, all I can do is, you know, just take what you're saying and just move on, you know, and take it and see what I can do about it.
Maybe next time, don't get taken down, land more strikes, and don't get hit. That should be your game plan.
Noted. Sweet T. Thank you.
If you just did that, you'd win every fight. You would be undefeated.
If I would hit them first and knocking them out instantly, I would win every time.
Yeah. Just do that.
Just do that. I know. Why
it's like Happy Gilmore. Why don't I just try to hit the ball in the hole, you know, first every time?
Go to your home.
Go to your home, ball. Your bags are packed. Why aren't you going home?
But that was a good fight. And then you had the Coco main, which obviously I was keeping my eye on that one big time. 2 welterweight guys right behind me, 6 and number 5, 5 and 6. You have Vicente Luque versus Michael Chiesa.
Yep.
Now, that was a great one. Really good scrambles, and it was a first-round finish. You know, Vicente Luque was walking forward, you know, doing his pressure thing. Michael Chiesa, I figured, was going to do the complete opposite of what he was doing. I thought he was the one coming forward, just looking straight for the takedown. But he was doing a lot of moving. He ended up hitting Vicente Luque with a left hand, maybe 2 of them, but Vicente just walked right through that. As Vicente would, tough. And Michael Chiesa ended up getting him down and taking his back. There was a few times there where I thought he had the rear naked choke. But Vicente Luque's, you know, back defense and rear naked choke defense was just on point. Man, ended up getting out of it. Then he ended up on top of Michael Chiesa, slapping in a good old Darce choke and finish him in the first round.
Yep.
Finish him in the first round. It's
people were surprised. People were shocked at that. People sleep on his grappling, you know, because he's primarily a striker who likes to get in your face and throw down. But he's got them jiu-jitsu skills.
Now, what Anato was telling me, who was on the Twitch with me last night, that he's not a classic jiu-jitsu guy. He does a lot of catch wrestling stuff. What he started Vicente does.
Was he saying this live, or was this kind of like?
No, he was saying it live. Okay, he was saying it live. So I thought that was interesting fact. And his dad, I believe, is American. His mom is Brazilian. So he's kind of like that Amerizil. You know, he's
Amerizilian.
Yeah. So when he was talking, dude, the first time I've heard him talk, obviously, you know, we were talking in the cage, but was last night, and he just like he was from right up the road.
Yeah, he's from down the street.
From down the street.
From down the road.
I figured he would have like a Brazilian accent.
Did he not?
No.
Bro.
He did not have a Brazilian accent.
You lie. He didn't Mackenzie Dernus, did he?
Bro, he got it. Well, whatever. I mean,
have the evolution of his Brazilian to English accent.
It was good. He had me fooled.
So before we move on from that fight, what's next for Luque, you think?
I don't know.
Obviously, him and Burns have agreed verbally never to fight, right? Burns was in his corner last night. Burns was in the corner whenever he fought you. All that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, if the boss man says y'all got to fight, I mean, y'all kind of got to fight. You can't just be like, hey, man, I'm not going to fight you. It's like, you kind of have to fight, right?
That's what I was thinking.
Or do you think he should fight Leon? Or do you think he should just fight Usman? Do you think he's in that position? What is he, like 5 in a row for him? 4 in a row for him, I think?
After I beat him?
Yeah, I think it's 4 in a row.
I think it might be 4 in a row since I beat him. Mm-hmm. That dude fights a lot, bro.
Yeah, dude. He does.
He's durable. He's still young. I think he's 27, 28, 29, something like that.
That's crazy, dude.
And it's just great. I know he called out Usman, said he was one of the only guys in the top that hasn't fought him. I'm like, hello. Mm-hmm. I haven't fought him either. But his best friend just beat me, so. I mean, does he fight me again? Does he work his way?
Gilbert?
Does he fight Gilbert?
A lot of people are saying he should fight Leon next. But the big thing, and I think Luque would have no problem fighting Leon, but would Leon risk his 10-fight unbeaten streak to fight somebody as dangerous as Luque?
Vicente,
somebody's hand's going to have to be forced. It's either going to be Gilbert and him are going to have to be forced to fight each other, or Leon and him.
Yeah. Well, I know Leon's looking for a fight. He's trying to get the Masvidal fight, and Masvidal's like, nah, bro.
Masvidal needs to fight Diaz again.
He should fight Diaz again?
Wait, they've already fought twice? No.
They fought once, and it was a domination.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm Masvidal, I'm pushing for that Diaz fight again.
Bro, I'm trying to get that Masvidal or Diaz fight. Dude, shut up.
Yeah, dude. Masvidal ain't gonna fight you, bro. I'm just saying.
He said he would. He said he would.
When he got the belt. Oh. He didn't get the belt.
We'll see what happens. Maybe I should call him out or something. I don't know. Masvidal, let's fight, bro.
Good call out, man. That's
Thanks, bud. We're working on that.
So, for me to say. But, okay, so Masvidal, say that fight doesn't go through. Who's next for
Vicente?
You?
For me, I know.
Chiesa?
I mean, he's ranked number 5, bro. I mean, I don't know what he's ranked now. He's, 6?
He'll probably be ranked 6. You'll be ranked 5.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Luque is going to jump ahead of you.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I do.
Dang it. Well, I guess
it's in that weird predicament, but
I
mean, he has won 4 fights in a row, and he did just convincingly beat Chiesa. So just for the sake of the division, I think they're going to put him ahead of you. Maybe you fight Chiesa. You're both coming off losses. You both just came out from high-profile fights. You beat Chiesa. I mean, you're still in the mix. Maybe you fight Colby or the loser of Colby Usman after you beat Chiesa or whatever.
Yeah.
I just don't know who you would fight beyond that.
I don't know
it's like after him, it's like
who else?
Neil Magny, but I heard him and Bilal Muhammad are like trying to fight each other.
No. Oh yeah, Bilal Muhammad. That's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Vicente Luque, I didn't know that he beat Bilal Muhammad. He knocked him out.
Yeah.
Guy's a beast. Dude.
The dude has like a 90% finish rate. Like the only person he hasn't finished in the UFC is you.
Let's go. Just staring at my bicep. Wish it was bigger.
Yeah, dude. Freaking eat some more meat, bro.
I'm trying, dude. I'm trying.
What do you? I mean, it is what it is at this point in time. You just kind of have to fight who you're gonna have to fight.
Yeah.
Always trying to make the best decisions.
It's kind of hard to predict who you're gonna fight next. It is what it is. You just got to go out there and
whoever you
get. But that was a really good fight. And then obviously the Jose Aldo fight was good. Jose Aldo looked like the king of Brazil, piecing him up with the jab. He waited till the second round to start landing his leg kicks, but those were solid. You could tell he was just a bigger fighter, more power. Every time he kicked him in the leg, the guy just he fell down a few times. First round, Munoz was looking. He threw a few leg kicks and they were checked hard. That kind of slowed it down. But this, his movement, his jab, his calmness, his experience showed in that fight, and he came out with the W. Still, he's looking for that fight. He's 35.
Aldo?
Yeah,
I know.
35 years old.
That's what I'm saying. And that's younger than I thought he would be.
Yeah, I thought he was older.
Yeah, that's because he's just been so dominant for so long. He's always been in like the top.
Tough fights, the toughest fights.
And in tough fights, you think he's like 50. 35, dude.
I know with his head shaved, I thought he was like, I thought he was older than I was.
Yeah.
Close to 40, but no, he's 35 years old. But that fight game, especially when you've been doing the MMA as long as he has, man, it takes life off of you, bro.
Yeah.
Man.
It's rough out there. So you think he needs to stay at 125 and just do things there?
I think he should go, 125. Who's the champ at 125?
It is Moreno.
Yeah, so he would be a champ if he got that. Right? He got it at 145.
Yeah.
And then he would have it 125.
Mm-hmm.
Because 35 is Peter Yan, right?
No, it's Aljamain.
Aljamain. What am I talking about?
It's Aljo.
McDowell. They're getting ready to fight. That's what I brought that up. But yeah, that was a quality fight. And then you had the old heavyweight Derek Lewis versus Cyril Gane. I was disappointed. I thought Derek Lewis was going to take his shorts off.
Yeah.
Knocking him out, just the upset of the century.
Yeah,
like he did his last fight.
He was such a big underdog, Lewis was, going into that fight. And it almost made it like, dang, dude, how can you not put money on Lewis at this point in time? Because that dude obviously has the power and the reputation of ending the fight at any moment. It's like, man, there's a pretty good chance he can do that. But it sounds like he didn't even come close.
Not even. Well, I figured that in this fight, all he was looking for was the right hand. Nothing else. He didn't do anything else. Didn't throw a jab. Didn't throw a leg kick. I think he tried to clinch him, a few times, but Cyril Gane just kind of shrugged him off. He didn't do anything. He waited. And Cyril Gane, with his movement, his jab, his high quality strike, and put him in a box. And you could see it when Derek Lewis broke. You could see it when he broke mentally out there, spiritually out there, and it was just over in the third round. Cyril Gane's movement, his speed, his side to side was just on point. He was fast. I didn't realize that a heavyweight at 245 or however heavy he was, he moved quick. 6'4", 6'5", I think. 81-inch reach. So that jab got there pretty quick. Obviously, we all know what's next for Gane. Francis Ngannou, his old training partner.
We're not going to get super in-depth in that because we're going to drop a video tomorrow breaking that fight down or talking about that a little bit. But, yeah, that's for sure going to be a barn burner. I mean, you got, obviously, Gane, who is so you had the first fight with Ngannou and Lewis. They basically canceled each other out. They were looking for the power shots. There was like 8 total strikes thrown. It was like crazy.
Super boring.
Right. But
I think we were there for that.
I wasn't. I think you were. So you have that fight. So, Ngannou beat Lewis. But then you have Lewis fighting this up-and-coming guy, this fresh guy, for an interim belt. And when Ngannou's like, wait, why? Why is this happening? I can fight, da-da-da-da-da, whatever. Not to mention he's a former training partner of Ngannou.
If you're an MMA fan, we've all seen that sparring session.
So
that was a good one. That was a good sparring session. Obviously, both guys have made changes, but still, that would be a really cool fight.
You would think that Ngannou is just going to have tons of fire coming into that fight. He thinks he's being disrespected. I just read the interview where he's saying he's being disrespected by the UFC because they made this interim title so quick. And not to mention it was a former training partner. And so, you know what I mean?
There it is. Cyril Gane versus Francis Ngannou. Who you got? I'm asking you. I'm asking them.
Asking the viewers?
I'm asking the viewers. Who you got for that one?
Didn't you mention John Jones? Dana White said something about John Jones fighting Stipe next?
Well, no. I saw something where they had said Dana White had mentioned John Jones fighting Stipe Miocic.
Yeah, I don't
know how true it was, but that's what I saw on social medias. So
I know Dana White's pushing for that fight. John Jones wants to fight the champ right off the bat. But Dana White was like, fight this guy first and then fight this other dude. And John Jones was like, nah, I want the belt. So I don't know if that was kind of old or if there was like a new agreement or if John Jones finally was like.
I saw it this past week, and it might have been something old. I don't know if that was new. Let us know in the comments down below if you saw that. If you've heard anything about that, let us know because I want to know.
Because that's a game changer too.
Yeah, man. Because whoever wins that is definitely going to be fighting for the title as well. John Jones going up to heavyweight is a game changer. Well, for sure. You would figure it would be anyway. We'll see. You never know until you get out there and fight them big boys.
Dude's taking about 13 years off.
I know. You need to go out there and fight Francis Ngannou right off the bat.
Absolutely not.
Speaking of you fighting, we got a story time, dude.
We do have a story time. Kickboxing.
Yeah, you fought how many times in kickboxing?
I fought 5 times.
Really?
Only
5 times?
Kickboxing fights.
Wow. And you had your first fight, what, 13?
13.
Oh, I remember this one. You were 13. You fought like an 18-year-old guy.
I was 13.
Because y'all the same way.
Nah, dude, he was like 30.
He was 18.
Man. No, he wasn't. He was 16.
16.
The oldest you could be and fight in like the kids division was 16. If you were 17, you had to go up and fight like the adults. Okay. So I fought the oldest kids you could.
I remember that one.
In
that
the
was
division.
Hilarious.
In the division.
I still talk about that because a few things went on during that fight. Number one, you were scared out of your mind.
I was terrified.
You were
dude.
terrified.
So
dude.
nervous.
Number 2, you had the freaking flu.
I did. I was flued up.
Number,
it was the beginnings of it. We didn't realize. It wasn't the
sick,
flu.
dude.
I think it was like bronchitis. Something to do with my lungs. Obviously, I wasn't able to breathe well. I was sick. I had like a 99 or maybe like 100 fever like that morning. 100-degree temp.
Yeah, there was but other than that, there was a lot of things that went bad in this fight. Like, it just was crazy. You had like bronchitis, whatever. You had a temperature.
Mm-hmm.
You were 13 years old. You were scared out of your mind.
So here's the deal. Okay, it's my story. Let me tell it.
All right, my bad.
I'm terrified. Okay, this fight. I'm nervous. You're there. I don't know if you competed. We had a bunch of guys.
No, I was
competing.
in your corner. I was help cornering.
You're okay. So first, right off the bat, I was like late to getting to the ring. I was like just chilling, no idea. All of a sudden, like, oh crap, you're fighting. So I had to like get all my gear on real quick. So that was number 1. Like, I didn't even have time to really like prep. It was like, get your gear on. We got to go now. So there was that. Then before we go in there, I'm getting my gear on. My dad's getting me ready. Steven, since he came up on the kickboxing scene, my dad was very familiar with the type of canvases that we fight on. And because our style is very heavily dependent on movement, it's not good if the floor is slippery.
Yeah.
So Dad had this spray. I don't know what it was. It was basically like a sticky spray to help you keep from slipping and sliding on the canvas because it was always real slick. And people had been slipping like all day long. Like, it was already slick to begin with. So we're in a hotel, like ballroom. They have the ring set up, and Dad sprays this stuff on my feet. I walk across the ballroom to get up into the cage. You know, I'm in the cage. I'm nervous, whatever. Getting ready to roll. I got bronchitis, and
this is good.
Round 1 commences. This kid's 16. He's like a little bulldog. Obviously, his only goal was to knock me out, and that's one of the main reasons I won the fight, and I'll talk about that in a second. But so he's swinging for the fences, and my whole deal is I'm kicking the crap out of him so I can keep him off of me. And every time I went to try and plant and throw like a hard right hand, I slipped. I slipped like 15 times in that fight. I mean, I was slipping all over the place. It was terrible. The place.
I was in your corner, dude.
It was terrible. Meanwhile,
like,
this dude was just trying to box my head off. Swinging for the fences. He's 16. I'm 13. We just happen to weigh the same, but he's like a little stocky dude. And I'm slipping and sliding everywhere, but I'm throwing kicks. I'm kicking. Round 1 ends. I'm like, dang, this dude hits hard. I go back in the corner. I sit down. My dad's telling me, he's giving me all these instructions. You need to do this, that, and the other. Meanwhile, I'm parched, extremely parched. I'm thirsty. All I want is a quick sip of that H2O. And he takes the lid off, and he goes to like give me some. But right when the water's about to fall over the edge of the mouthpiece of the water bottle, he goes into like another thought and brings the bottle back down, gives me no water.
I remember looking at Dad at that point.
He did that like 3 times in between every round.
You're going to give him some water? And then Dad doesn't even think. He just put the lid back on and sends you back out there. And you start doing the whole process all over again. Did you explain why you started slipping?
No, I haven't got there yet. Do you want to just tell the story?
No, Matt, keep going.
Goodness gracious. You know what I'm saying? So round 2 commences. I'm throwing kicks like crazy. He's trying to knock me out again. Homeboy threw like maybe 1 kick, right? All I hear my dad yell, kick, kick, kick. So I'm kicking and I'm trying to throw. I'm slipping. I'm throwing. I'm slipping. I'm getting hit. I'm kicking. I'm back to the corner. You know, round 2's over. I'm trying to get my water because I didn't get water previously. So now I'm really parched. I'm really thirsty. And same thing. Hey, Tony, you need to get him there. You need to move. He wants some water? No, just kidding, man. And I'm like literally looking up at him, like opening my mouth, waiting for this water. Never comes. All right, man. Out of the corner, seconds out. No water, round 2. I'm dry mouth, cotton mouth out here, trying to fight this kid. Round 3 commences, same thing. I'm kicking like crazy. He doesn't kick at all. He's trying to swing for the fences, knock me out. Whatever. Fight ends. I end up winning the fight. It was a rough fight. One of the main reasons I won the fight was because in kickboxing, full contact kickboxing, you have a kick count. And for every time, you have to kick at least 8 times, which is like nothing. 8 times per round. This kid kicked no times. So every round he lost a point because he did not hit his kicks. He was just trying to knock me out. He couldn't knock me out. So I ended up winning the fight. Now, the reason I was slipping everywhere that we found out afterwards was that when Dad sprayed the sticky stuff on my feet, I had to walk across the carpet floor, which had all kind of debris and fuzzies all over it.
Sticking up to your feet.
So that became the layer on the bottom of my foot that was having to try and find traction on basically a carpet canvas. So it was just terrible. I had bronchitis. I was terrified. And
Zero water.
I was like on ice skates with no water.
Yeah, he would be like, "Hey man, you go out there and fight," and you're like, he would bring it up, and you go, like,
yeah,
and then he'd be like, "What you got to do is," and he should bring it back down every time. And
So needless to say, that really sparked my love for competition. It really gave me the fire to continue competing on that one.
Dude, there was another fight you had, I think. I don't remember how old you were.
5 years later.
Was it 5 years later
Yeah.
when you just killed that guy? You murdered a man.
No, I
I'm
didn't.
pretty sure you
No,
were
I
wanted
did
for
not.
murder, Tony. He had to leave the country for at least 6 months
I haven't heard from him ever since.
because he's dead.
No, he's not. Don't say the D word on here.
Bro.
It's not nice.
Okay,
He's
all
not
I remember.
dead. He's fully fine. He was alive. I mean, to be honest, I haven't heard from him since I was 18
I haven't either.
or 17. So, I don't know where he's at. But he did not die that day.
R.I.P.
No, stop it. So, yeah, here we go. Fast forward 5 years later. We have a regionals tournament at our home gym. So I'm like, of course I'm going to compete. I'm at home. I'm familiar with this place. It's literally in our karate school. So, yeah, I'm going to compete. I've been training. We've been training like crazy.
And that's the thing. Like, Tony at 13, he was a big boy, right? At 17 or 18, however old you were, when you fought this next time, you were lean and mean. Like, we looked alike. Our body shapes we were virtually identical at this point fighting.
I had been lifting weights because I was like playing football, so I was feeling good about myself. Well, I weighed in at like 200 or 205 pounds, 17 years old, so I had to fight in the adult division because there was no other teenagers that were my size. So I fought this guy who was 30, I think he was, 30, 31 years old. It was his first fight too. He was just, kind of one of those older guys that was like, I want to give it a shot. So he fought me. And
That was just a terrible idea.
I got to give
wants
it to
to fight,
him.
but you've been training your entire life, so you look like a pro out there.
Yeah. I got to give it to the guy. He was tough. I was hitting him with everything I had. And he did this super annoying thing where he wouldn't move when I hit him. Instead of like backing up or circling away, whenever I would blitz, he would literally just like hunker down and lean into me. So it ended up jamming like all of my punches, and I was tired and he was tired. But, I essentially kind of had my way with him the first 2 rounds. And the third round, I started hitting him with some good shots.
Started landing, yeah. He started getting tired.
Landing heavy. He wasn't throwing at all. And I had hit him with a moneymaker, I think.
Beep, beep, beep.
And dropped him. And then he had gotten up, or he had gotten his count or whatever, and then I look over at the corner, and you were like, go to the body, because you wanted me to go to the body, faked like body punch, and then come up with like a hook to the head. And the guy was really short. He was a lot shorter than me. I was exhausted at this point, so I'm back out there. I'm hitting. All of a sudden, the same call that Dad gave you versus Ellenberger, he gave to me. Jab, spin. Well, I was super exhausted at this point. There was like 30 seconds left in the fight, and I just threw the most rugged, raw spin wheel kick in my life.
Spin wheel kick.
That is
the death kicks of all spin kicks is the spin wheel kick. Like, you murder people with these kicks. Essentially a spin hook kick without the chamber. So the leg just comes around straight, generating all that power at the very end of it, hitting your opponent like with just the hardest part of your body, which is the back of your heel.
Back of my heel.
Oh my god.
He went to block to do like a double forearm block to stop the kick, and my foot went right over his hands, caught him right underneath, like between upper lip and nostril. He fell back. Fight was over.
He fell back. Head hits the ropes. I mean, like a tree. Boom! It was beautiful. He falls back. boom, head hits the rope. He's bouncing. And, of course, our crew goes, go crazy. And then we noticed the guy wasn't getting up. And then we were like, place gets quiet because we thought you killed him. He was gurgling. I mean, he was like blood bubbles coming up out of his nose.
It was
his sons and daughters were there watching.
Don't say that. His family was definitely there because I actually know somebody who got into a heated, because somebody posted on YouTube, and you can actually find that on YouTube.
We got to put in the link in the
we'll put a link down in the description to that round. You can see how exhausted I was. It's literally just like the third round of the fight.
And how similar we are. Like we looked like the same person.
Yeah, so I'll link that down in the description. But on another video, I forgot where it was, something I don't remember. Anyways, they were complaining that I was Steven. Like saying I had like 20 fights before that. Like I was like 20-0 kickboxer.
Yeah.
And it was unfair that it was a professional fighter out there.
Because they thought he was me.
Yeah. And then they were complaining that I didn't have protection on the back of my heel, and my heel was exposed and just all kind of stuff.
Well, when you throw a spin hook kick like that, it doesn't matter if you got pad on your heel or not. You're going down. And in the spot that you hit him right there. Yeah. Oh my gosh! I'm glad you didn't hit him in the nose, because his nose would be non-existent right now. Just still up into his brain.
It was crazy.
Oh my gosh! You got to go check that round out. Tony, put that out there so these guys can go see that fight. Sick story. But those are your first 2 fights ever?
My first 2 fights, and then so that happened in 2008, and then I went off to college, played football. Decided to fight again in 2015 at the IKF Classic.
Right,
those fights are on YouTube as well. I fought twice there.
Heavyweight?
At heavyweight. And then I ended up having another fight up in Canada, and that was my last kickboxing fight. After that, I was like, I'm just going to teach. I got a family now. I got kids on the way. So that's kind of what I've been doing ever since.
Raising kids,
Raising kids and teaching our teens and helping run this family business and keep it rolling. And that's, helping this buffoon out over here any way I can. And
well, I need some comments down below, some thumbs up if you want to see Sweet Tea fight again. Come on, you got to help me out.
And Houston Jones can be training partners.
Yeah, y'all could be training partners. You and Houston Jones.
Yeah,
y'all be great training partners.
Yeah,
both lacking cardio, but high in skill. Right, very tough.
Where does Sensei Seth fit in this picture?
I mean, I think he would be just for the weight. His skill level is also good. He's got a little better cardio, but susceptible to a banana split.
Dude, he will get banana splitted in a heartbeat.
He came down one time for sparring practice with Chris Weidman. Had a fight coming up, and Chris Weidman
was fighting Omari Akhmedov, and it was the weekend Sensei Seth decided to come down and film a video. Just happened to be smack dab in the middle of Chris's training camp. Well, of course, he sparred Chris Weidman.
Got banana splitted. And Chris, I remember
this was after being subbed about 14 times.
Yeah. Of course, Chris does that with everybody.
Chris does that to everybody.
We're kidding.
I sparred with Chris one time as I was actually getting ready for my fight in Canada. And I went out there to visit because my wife now at the time wasn't living here yet, I don't think. Oh, maybe she was. We were just out there visiting. I don't remember. But he was like, come on, man, let's get some training in. We'll spar. I was like, I'll just do some bag work over here. Get some bag work. And he's like, no, we'll spar. I need some gloves. So he goes into his shop. He pulls out a fresh new pair of gloves. Doesn't have a mouthpiece. We go up into the ring and he just kicks my butt for 5 rounds.
Was it MMA sparring?
No, it was just straight stand up. He kept freaking front kicking me right above my belt. The same stuff he does to Volante.
Yeah, he does that to me too. What the heck?
It really softened up my stool. So I was.
The first time I sparred him, I took the biggest dump ever because he was just trying to rip my body in half. I remember that. Great story, Sweet Tea.
Yeah, a little bit of story time.
I have had some
fights.
Old fights, guys. We're going to be putting that out there. You got to watch it. Got to click it and watch it. It's so fun. It was a good one. Let me know if the guy's dead or not. Do some research, guys.
Don't say the D word.
I think he's gone. But anyway, great fights, man. Looking forward. Of course, you got coming up. You got Cannonier versus Gastelum. I think that's going to be a good fight as well.
Yep.
They haven't fought each other. I thought
they were supposed to, but I believe Cannonier got hurt, maybe.
Yeah, I think Cannonier
And,
might have got injured or something.
Gastelum ended up fighting Ian Heinch, I believe it was.
Got you.
Kind of how that worked out. They were scheduled to fight before in the past, I'm pretty sure.
You also
and
got
they
Brunson.
just announced Brunson and Till.
Yeah, 2 185ers right there, 4 185ers right there. So got some good fights coming up in that division. But anyway, man, glad you're
That'll
here.
wrap it up.
Time to wrap it up, bye.
Time to wrap it up. All right, man. Wrap it up, dude.
All right, dude. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for this What's Up, Everybody podcast. Let us know down the links below who.
The comments down below.
Yeah, what am I saying?
I don't know, dude.
I don't know what I'm saying.
That's what I got to do with this one.
All right,
Right.
try it again. Thank you.
Retake. Run it back.
Retake. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this What's Up, Everybody podcast. We always love you joining us. Make sure you guys spread the word. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, do that right flipping now.
Yes.
We're trying to get at least 8,500 likes on this bad boy. We always love the comments. We read them. So type some comments down below what you guys want to see us do, what you want to see us perform, techniques, sparring sessions. We don't care. We want to know your thoughts.
Yes. And let us know if there's any outside content, like stuff that you kind of want to see us have fun with. I don't know. Just random stuff. You want to see Wonderboy dabble in skydiving or, bullfighting or you snake charming. Let us know in the comments about down below. I'll make sure that he gets that done. And don't forget to head over to Spotify and Apple Podcasts and listen to us over there on those platforms as well. Leave ratings, all that good stuff.
Sweet T, always love chatting with you, dude. Catch y'all later.
Peace.